two fan bases have been going at it early from the tailgate to the end zones, and you gotta think this will be a little contentious. Welcome to Fort Collins, Colorado, home to the Colorado State Rams. As we'll see a squad from the Mountain West, the Air Force Falcons, taking on another team from the Mountain West, the Colorado State Rams. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Falcons will kick it away to start us off. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So Colorado State's offense will go on the attack first. So the last time these two got together, the nails were chewed down to the cuticles. It was a barn burner. Think we get another one of those, Jesse?
I certainly hope so, Reese. And I know that mental toughness is very cliche in all of sports, especially college football. And David, it's something that coaches are always harping on. But this is one of those games, the team that's most mentally tough at the end, they probably win.
Especially in rivalry games, especially in big moments, especially when there's more to it than just a game. So I think that this is something that who can focus, who can stay disciplined, who can stay tough and block out all the noise.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Got a man, it's Ross. At midfield, he's got room. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys, they're good with it after the catch. They got that quickness. They got that speed, and he showed some of it there.
And the Rams, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Hand off from the shotgun. Spins away from the defense. And he's able to shed one tackle and pick up pretty good yardage.
We love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Rams in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Off play action. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
This is so great to see, and it's such a big part of the evolution in college football today with spread offense, up-tempo, RPO game. QBs have got to be great with their ball mechanics in the play action game, and you saw a great example of that right there.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
All right, offense has got to be better. You've done a nice job getting the football to this point in the red zone, but now you can't go backwards. You've got to be able to get rid of the football if it's not there, and that was a terrible play giving up the sack.
And the Rams trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Scanning the field, it's Fowler Nicolosi. Finds his big tight end. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Trying to pick it up on the ground. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Well, based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. Trying to pound their way in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Colorado State.
Well, your opponent can't beat you if you don't give them the football. And they were able to possess it throughout the entire first quarter, and they finally cap it off with that impressive rushing touchdown.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So the Air Force Falcons offense has its first opportunity of the day. And David, their quarterback hasn't always blown you away statistically, but he is the guy that the coaches trust.
Yeah, and he'll show you some flashes of why you should trust him, Reese. But here's the thing. This is not a guy that we're saying, go win me the football game. That's not where he's at right now in his career. Jesse, he's a guy that needs the others. They got to help him out. They got to play on schedule, not make those mistakes, and guys really play well around him.
Yeah, David, the one thing quarterbacks don't want to be referred to as is a game manager, but that's really more what this guy is. You're right. They have to be able to run the football. They can't turn it over. They got to play great defense. If they do that in this game, he's good enough to get this win.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Runs through a tackle. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
This is one of the things that's hard about stopping the option. That wasn't a big gain, but you look up, and they're in second and short, second and medium. They put you behind the sticks consistently as a defense. This defense has to be aggressive, make sure they get to this quarterback, and make him make quick decisions.
The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. The Falcons can really attack on this second and short. On the option. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Nice job by this defense playing assignment football. Somebody has to have the quarterback, somebody has to have the pitch, and most importantly, when you get there, you got to get him on the ground. Nice job tackling by this defense.
And the Falcons are at the line looking to convert on third and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. And the third down pass is incomplete.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The Falcons will call on their punt team. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll make the fair catch at the 13, and they will have less than favorable field position here. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Makes the grab right down the middle. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam, and the defense finally got him.
Well, this quarterback, I think, has earned the right to take shots here late in the first half. They've had a lot of success. They've got the lead. They're not going to play it safe. He's going to make good decisions, and when he has opportunities to throw strikes, he's going to hit those throws.
They used a chunk play to cross midfield, and they've got it first and 10 just outside the 40. To the air, it's Fowler Nicolosi. Almost had the completion, just missed it.
Well, the receiver did everything right. He ran a good route. He got his head around. He just didn't finish the play. Just look it in.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. back to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Ross. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Now facing a 3rd and long. He wants to throw it again. He'll take a shot. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
The Rams will line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Goes to the option. Now the pitch. There he goes. Getting up close to midfield. Gets it to the 48-yard line before being run out of bounds.
And that's exactly how you draw it up. And that's why the option's so hard to stop. QB, man, draw the defense in. Look at me. I'm the first option. Bam. Next thing you know, he pitches it, gets a positive gain down the field.
And the Falcons come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Off the play fake on 1st down. Fires to the big fella. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. They'll run the option. He'll do it himself. The give on the option. Bounced out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these 3rd downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on 2nd down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up 3rd and long, and now you're set up to fail.
The Falcons come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Can't get him to the ground. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. And the Falcons have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Quarterback moving. Going to try to get it himself. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Softened him up with a run, and now to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Harris. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
And the Rams will kick it away first, and we'll start the 2nd half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be dragged down. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. Tight game as we start the 3rd quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the 2nd half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and to get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
The Falcons with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. They'll give it to the back. He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And the Falcons come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. He'll ride his man on the option. And the defense knew exactly where that first down line was, and they stopped him short.
And I like what this offense did. They run the option. They're good at it. They read it. They run the pitch. They get some positive yards. But more importantly, they set up a 4th and really short. They're successful in these situations most of the time.
The Falcons send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
Hopefully that's not going to affect the quarterback's confidence going back to this guy later. That was a catch he should have made. He dropped it. Let's see what the QB does moving forward.
So now it's 2nd and long. They go to the draw. The draw draws nothing except a swarm of tacklers. He's stopped immediately.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the 2nd half if you're on defense.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. To throw, it's Fowler Nicolosi. Got his man downfield. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Looking downfield on 1st down. He finds a soft spot in the middle. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
The Rams are on the move. Finds the tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. That's the end of the quarter, and Colorado State is on top. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. He'll pull it on the read. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. And the Rams back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. He's got it on the run. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
Well, they're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the 1st down.
After that last one, they're staring at a 2nd and long 1st down marker just short of the goal line. Looking to throw, it's Fowler Nicolosi. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado State. Fitted in the window for the score.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away, count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done, and now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
Getting set for the point after.
Is on for the extra point.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Air Force has it back, and the Falcon offense returns to the field. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming.
And this is going to fall on the quarterback's shoulders here in the fourth quarter. You're trailing. It's a close game. You are going to have to complete some balls. You're going to have to make some big-time throws in small windows under duress if you're going to bring your team back and will them to victory. Incomplete there, obviously, but expect them to continue to throw it. This quarterback better dial in.
Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath.
A really nice job by the quarterback putting some extra heat on that throw. As a defensive back, I'm going to drive to that cone, try to get there really quick to try to break up the pass, but when the QB puts it that hard on the money with that much accuracy, really hard route to defend.
He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
Normally, I would say 4th and short on your own side of the field, you punt the ball away, but we're in the fourth quarter, and they need to keep this drive going to win. I say go for it.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming.
4th and 1, I think everybody in the stadium knew what was coming. It was going to be QB sneak, trying to get some push. Quarterback, see if you can find a crease, pick up the first, keep the drive alive.
That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle. And the Falcons with the 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds.
Yeah, and you're just running at a time where you can have these small gains where the clock continues to run. This offense definitely got to have some urgency. Down, late in the game. I need to force some plays, Paul. We're probably down the field.
And if you're the defense, you can have that all day. We're going to play big zones. We're going to keep the ball in front of us. We've got the lead. You're going to have to make catches like that and make us miss. But you want to keep throwing those little dink and dunk throws? Have at it, because if you keep doing that, we're going to win the game.
And this offense has not had much to cheer about. There's something right there. Let's see if they can string a couple of plays together. Listen, this game's probably over, but this offense has got to find some kind of a rhythm, something they can hang their hat on so that moving forward, this offense has an identity.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Harris. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Looking to fire. It's caught. He goes out of bounds right at midfield.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. Just keeps slinging it. Fires to the tight end. Nice job to pick up the 1st down, and they'll spot it at the 42. Love the way he didn't just run to a spot. He found the cushion in the zone and got himself open for the 1st down.
Yeah, and you're taught to find that space. Don't run right into a zone defender who's sitting there looking at the quarterback and looking at you. So much creativity with routes now and being able to just have subtle moves one way, come back the other way. Nice job by the tight end finding that hole in the zone.
And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
The Falcons can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Wants to go up top. Looking to the big tight end. Got his man to the left. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down.
Well, this offense has not put their best product on the field today. They've got no points to show for any of their efforts so far, but they've still got a chance. But if it's going to happen, it has to happen now in this 2-minute situation. This
Deep shot for the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
You got to give this defense tons of credit because they have been lights out. They have not allowed a single point so far, and a big reason why is how well they're playing on the back end. They came into this game knowing the offense was going to try to throw the football, but they're not giving anything up, and another great job that time in coverage.
After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
Already in field goal range, but now trying to convert this third and long from the 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Intercepted to stop the threat. Taking it the other way. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it.
That's kind of what this offense has done all day. They have struggled. They haven't gotten a rhythm. They haven't found a way to get points on the scoreboard. And late in this game, when your defense and your team really needed it the most, Palmer, they throw the INT.
And it's a microcosm, too, of just how dominant the defense has been. They've always been a step ahead. They've been the more physical side, and they've been making plays on the back end. That interception should seal this thing.
And they'll take a knee, the universal symbol for we have this thing in hand.